Welcome back to the deep dive. So if you've ever been on an AV install, you know the biggest headache is often just power.
Oh, absolutely. Running a new outlet behind a display is never fun.
Exactly. Well, what if you could just, get rid of that step for most of your jobs?
Yeah.
Today we're looking at a piece of hardware that aims to do just that.
We are. We're looking at the Aurora Multimedia PS0104-1, a 12th gen Intel NUC. And our mission is to figure out why this thing is built specifically for AV.
How it actually makes your life easier.
Right. It's all about solving those real-world installation problems.
Okay, so let's start with what's under the hood. The performance.
Well, it's got some serious muscle. You can get it with an Intel i5 or even an i7 12th gen processor.
And plenty of memory, right? Up to 32 gigs of RAM, a 1 TB SSD. It can run Windows, Linux.
For sure. It has the raw power for heavy content, but for AV pros, the real story isn't just the processor, it's the I/O.
The inputs and outputs.
Exactly. What's fascinating here are the dual 4K 60 HDMI outputs, and they're 4.4.4. So full chroma subsampling. For crisp text and graphics, that's critical.
It is no color compression. But here's the kicker. It also has an HDMI input for 4K signal capture.
Okay, hold on. An input on a player PC, that's unusual. Why would you need that?
That's the key for modern unified communications. It means the NUC can grab a feed from a camera or a presenter's laptop and pull that signal directly into its workflow. Think lecture capture or a complex video conference room. It's a huge deal.
Okay, so it handles the video complexity.
Yeah.
But it still needs to be physically installed. You still have wires.
You always have wires.
Yeah.
But the form factor helps. This thing is tiny, about 7 inches by 7 inches and just an inch thick.
So you can easily tuck it behind a screen or under a table.
Easily. But the networking and power, that's the real game changer.
What are we looking at there?
It has integrated Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3, which is great. But look at the dual LAN ports. One is 2.5 gigabit, the other is 1 gigabit.
And they both support PoE++. That's the secret sauce. This unit needs 85 watts to run, and it can get all of it over that single PoE++ connection.
Wait, 85 watts over PoE? That requires a pretty specific high-power switch, doesn't it?
It does. That's a great point.
So are you just trading the complexity of an electrician for the complexity of specialized networking gear?
I see what you're saying, but think of the cost savings in labor. You eliminate the need for an electrician on site for every single display location.
Right. One cable for data and power.
A single Ethernet cable delivers all 85 watts. It completely changes the infrastructure design and massively cuts down installation time.
And I imagine for larger rollouts, that physical size really helps.
Huge. You can get kits to rack 2 of them side by side in just 1 RU of space.
Or 12 of them in 5 RU.
12. That density is fantastic for control rooms where every inch of rack space counts.
Now, before we move on, the source material mentions TAA compliance. For our listeners in government or large corporations, let's just quickly touch on why that matters.
Right. TAA, the Trade Agreements Act, basically means it meets U.S. sourcing rules. It just makes it a go-to compliant choice for federal jobs.
Streamlines the whole procurement process.
For sure. And one last little thing that installers will love, the front OLED display.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. What does it show?
IP address, MAC address, serial number. Right on the front.
Anyone who's had to crawl under a table to find a MABC address sticker knows what a lifesaver that is.
It's a small detail, but it shows they were thinking about the person who has to service this thing down the road.
So it's really more than just a PC. It's like a problem-solving toolkit for AV installations.
That's a perfect way to put it. It tackles connectivity, capture, and most importantly, that local power headache.
We hope this deep dive was useful for you and helped clarify where a specialized piece of hardware like this fits in.
And maybe just to leave you with a final thought.
Please.
If you can deploy a powerful dual 4K computer using only one high-power Ethernet cable, how does that radically change your labor cost estimates?
And the timeline for a big rollout.
Exactly. How does it change the entire deployment model for a big digital signage network? That's the real disruptive value, something for you to mull over.